Hi everyone, this is Tong Zhao, and I want to apologize again for today's software issue in the lab session, and that's why I want to do this makeup video, and I want that can help you get familiar with FeatureCAM, and as well when you are doing homework, hope it can help you avoid some unnecessary troubles. And I also want to mention this material is actually essential to next week's lab session, and I hope you can spend some time watch its video. Okay, so let's start. First, I want you to get some idea of how the FeatureCAM main screen looks like. So when you open up the FeatureCAM software, you should see this main screen, main window, and on the top there is a menu bar, and it contains all the commands you can do with FeatureCAM. And today we are talking about the drawing our design. So most of the parts are in this control menu, and also there are some settings we are using that can appear in the options menu. And below that is toolbars. So toolbars are customized icons that can help you do things more quickly, and you may find them very handy in your operation of this FeatureCAM software. And on the left, there is a toolbox, and there lists some steps and the part panels. On the right, there is a result window. So once you finish all the drawing, and you can always pull out the GM code and it will show up here. Okay, on the bottom, I want to say draw your attention here. It's a assistant bar with a highlight. So it tells you once you are, for example, in the drawing line mode, what's the step 1, step 2. So the breakdown details are here. And the FeatureCAM, the feature geometry editor bar, it will have some boxes, and you can put in numbers in that or the digits of the coordinates when you are doing the drawing. Okay, here at the bottom it's a status bar. Okay, just show some significant information you want to know about this software when you are working on the drawing. Okay, so here's a landscape of this software, and then we are going to see the real software here. Okay, once when you open the FeatureCAM, it should pop up this wizard page and ask you to new a file. You click next, and then it asks you to select what kind of machining you are doing today. In the first part of a tutorial, we're doing a milling, so we select milling, and then we select icon, inches for the unit of measure. Then you finish the selection. Then with the second, it pops up the dimension setting. So the dimension setting is about the setup, telling the machine what kind of raw material you are using. Okay, so our first part of the tutorial is a milling, and that means let's pull out design. Okay, it's here, and as you can see, this is there are 4 holes on the 4 corners of this block, and in the middle there's a pocket. It's an I-shaped pocket, and from this design we can have 2 simple observations. One is that this design is totally symmetric to some vertical lines here, or vertical planes here, and so that tells us when we draw this picture, we can use some advanced mechanism like reflection. For example, we can draw the left part of the design, and then use some reflection schema to complete the right part. Okay, because they are totally the same. And the other thing I want to share with you is actually the pocket in the middle. It consists of multiple line segments, okay? But the only trick here is on the corner. So the corner are not sharp. It's not just joining two line segments at a point. There's a round off, there's an arc. Okay, so we should use some functionality to do this kind of rounding off. Okay, let's get back to the FeatureCAM. So the first thing is you want to set up the dimension specification for the raw material block. Okay, the thickness is 1, length 6, width 5.5, and then you click finish. Okay, it pops up the information bar asking you about the material you are using. When you click in there, you can select all kinds of material, and you can always set up the parameters for the material here, but we are skipping this part for now. We are just doing the design today. And here, it asks you for setting the program reference 0. Okay, by default, it's at the corner that most close to you. Okay, and the setting is like this. So positive y goes along this width, right? The positive x goes along this, and the positive z is going up, straight up. Okay, and once you make sure this, oh, by the way, the default setting is for, kind of convenient for when you express your design in the drawing. So we will just keep this. Okay. Then there shows you the main drawing diagram or screen or window, and here the red box defines the edges of your raw part. And if you take a close look inside, take a close look inside, there's some blue dots. These are actually an array of blue dots, and they are not actually appearing on the raw material. They are just some points called grids embedded in this FeatureCAM software. That's quite handy when you just want to have a quick check about your dimension of your design or drawing. And you just leave it on. Okay, so the first thing is you want to draw some line segments. So I want to remind you that if you want to draw something, always go to the geometry button here, and it's actually the same as constructor and the other detailed elements you are using. Okay, so here we are using the geometry button. Click on that. Okay, it pops up a geometry constructors page, and it shows this many different elements you can use. But I want to remind you under the same element, for example, the line, there's different modes. Like you can use line from 2 points, you can use connected lines, you can use vertical, horizontal and vertical lines, or two lines with an angle that is not a straight angle. You can define it. Okay, for the circle, there's also many different modes. Okay, first we want to draw lines and line segments, and we're using line from the 2 point. And I also want to remind you to check this box down here. It's called create more than one. So once you check this box, you can draw multiple line segments without coming back to this geometry window again. Okay, check this and click on the line from 2 points. Then then you can see there's some changes on the bars here. First, the assistant bar tells you step 1, pick first point. Okay, and then the first point, the position, the boxes are highlighted. Then we put in the coordinates is 1, 1 for the first point, starting point of the line, and the ending point is at 3 and 1. Okay, so you can just create a line, and then you see this black solid line, and then okay, you can put in your next line starting at 1, 1, ending at 1, 2. Okay, So click create, and you got it. Okay, the third line, 1, 2, 1.5, 2. See, when you are working on the second, the ending point, there's some step to notice in the assistance bar. Okay, I click create. Okay, there's you can do this again according to the specification on lab manuals page 34. Okay, it lists all the points you should put on, all the line segments you should put on your drawing. I just skip this drawing and put it in a quick fashion. Okay, by now I have finished all the line segment drawing, and the thing is, there may be some cases you put in wrong digits and you draw wrong lines, and you may want to change it, modify it, or even you wanted to delete it. Just okay, I want to show you how to make this change. First, if you finish the line drawing, you want to push the escape button on your keyboard, and then you will see the box disappear, and then on the assistant bar it says select something. Okay, just as what we initially are. Okay, and here you want to move your cursor over the line segment you want to change or you want to delete, and just left click on that. It will appear to be red line, and then you can modify somewhere as you wish and click modify button, or in that way just delete by right click and choose delete. Okay. Okay, after you finish the line segment drawing, we are going to draw some points for the holes on the corners. Okay, you always select the geometry button and then click the point. Okay, and you put in the coordinates of them. The first point is 0.5, 0.5, great. And the second point is 0.55. Great. Okay, so you can see actually there are two dark dots, okay, at the corner part of the material. And with these dots, we can therefore draw circles to represent the holes. So circles are here. There's different modes, as I mentioned. And here you want to use a mode with a center and a radius to define a full circle. Okay, and the radius here we want to change it to 0.125, and then when you move your cursor over the black dots, you can see it fixed on the center now. And click, you put the circle on already. Do the same thing for the next dots. Okay, so the circles are here, or the holes are already here. And then, as we mentioned, we want to do some round-off for this sharp corner. Round-off is still under the geometry button, and actually on the fillet options. So for the fillet option, there are 4 different ways, but here we want to use the most simple one, the corner fillet. It says that once you find you define the radius of this fillet arc and you select the corner, it will help you draw out the fillet automatically. Okay, so we want to put in our radius to be 0.125, and then click here. See, it's one off, right? Pretty easy, and do this for all the sharp corners. Okay, if you zoom in, you can see it's never sharp again. So, okay, I think we have done for the left part, and the next step is going to do a reflection. So first you want to cancel the fillet drawing mode by pushing the ESC button. Okay, Then you want to select all the lines, all the joins on your current design. You can use two different ways. One is just push the Control plus A button on your keyboard. And therefore, you can see all the lines and all the circles are in red color now. Okay, the other way to select them is just left click somewhere and drag a box. Okay, you select all of them, and then you move your cursor over some line segment in your drawing and right click. Then there appear this menu, and you can use the transform submenu to do this reflection. Okay, in the transform in the transform screen, it shows you there are actually several different ways. So the translate tells you to do some linear transformation or linear movement. As you can see, we put a 2 at the x distance, and then you can do the preview here. See, it just move from the red position to the blue position now. Okay, you can do other transformation like rotate, scale, and reflect, of course. So under here, you want to also select the copy item, because if you just select move item, it will simply move from initial position to the new position without any copy. And then the thing we want here is we want to keep both parts, the left part and the right part. Okay, we want to do the copy. And then why for the reflection, you should select a reflecting plane. As we talk about, the reflecting plane should be a plane perpendicular to the screen and somewhere at here, right? So if you take a look at this axis, Y and Z are actually where the plane is sitting in. So we are using the YZ plane as the reflecting symmetric plane, and the position is at x equals 3. And once you done all the setting, you click OK, or in other way, you can preview in advance and see it perfect match what you in your mind, what's in your blueprint. And then click OK. Then everything is here. Okay, so it seems that it's not a hard one, and we want to save this work because we are still going to use this work in our next lab session, and you can name it as whatever you want. For example, you can name it a mu lab example. Okay, just a save. Okay, the next tutorial we want to do another design, the lace design. So the difference between lace and the mill is that actually in the lace machine, the workpiece is going to turning or rotating, and let's watch out what's in our design this time. Okay. Okay, the design is actually here. As you can see, it's symmetric with respect to its axis, and as you can see in this engineering drawing, we have a full specification or description of the contour for the workpiece. But actually, if you think of what we are doing in the FeatureCAM or the GM codes, we are guiding the tool to go along this curve or this contour. So actually in the FeatureCAM, it's not necessary to draw both of these two parts, I mean the upper part and the lower part, because the workpiece is turning. Once you draw, you have indicating your upper part, and the lower part will get machined automatically, right? So in this way, our target is just to draw this upper contour, and the way we are doing that, okay, we want to use some different technique. different trick. This time we draw all the points, okay, the changing points at here, right? And then we use line segment to join the 2 points, or use some arc to join 2 parts, okay? So let's just come back to FeatureCAM. Okay, for the FeatureCAM, we're done with this mill, right? And then we want to new another file, and this time we are use turning, okay? And we still use inch. Okay, here pops up the dimension specification. As we already know, we are doing the lacing, and the raw material should be a cylinder. And so in this way, we select round, and since it's a cylinder, the inner diameter should be 0. And the outer diameter we use 1.5, and the length is 3.75. Okay, click finish. We can set up material here, and the program reference 0. Okay, I want to point out that the z-axis is actually the rotational symmetric axis, right? And usually by convention we set it at the point right at the top of this cylinder. Okay, press OK. And it shows you this red box. The red box actually defines a cross section of the cylinder, and actually you can still observe those blue dots, but since I already told you, we the lacing this, you know, is because it's rotating the workpiece, and we just keep the upper part clear. That's already enough for the machine. And we want to draw the points, and we can click this geometry, the points. I would input these points. You can always also find out the point coordinates at the lab menu. It's on page 36. Okay, the first point is actually 0, 0. Click create. Okay, it's actually already here, but since there's a coordinates is hiding. Okay, the second point is point 75 and negative point 38. Okay, great. See, there's a blue dot, and there's a dark dot here, black dot here. And after that, I will just input all the dots quickly. Okay, you can see all the dots are here right now, and then we want to do the line joining or arc joining. Okay, so first we are doing the line joining. We click the geometry button, and then we get the line tool. And before you join any two lines, any 2 points, I want to make sure that you check the option snapping modes, because in the FeatureCAM system, the software will detect the points automatically only if you select the points here, and if you didn't select it, and the system will not join the black points that is not on the grid. Okay, I want you to select the points here, and then okay, and then you can join the 2 points. Oops. As you can see, I make a mistake here. This should be an arc, but for some reason there's a wrong line here. So as we talked about, if you want to delete that, just push the ESC button, and then select this to be yellow or to be red, and then right click, delete. Yeah, it's that simple. So after that, we can draw the arcs. So it's also in the geometry on the arc. So for the arc drawing, we are which model we are choosing. We can just take a look at here. Here we have already have 2 points. So what we are not what is not here is a radius. So we can get that radius information from the lab menu, and therefore we are using the 2 points and the radius mode. Okay, here we want to set up this radius. It's actually 0.25. And then you don't need to click the create button. You just select the points. So select point 1 and point 2. And you may already notice that this arc is not in right direction. So we want to flip this arc. And the way we flip this arc is actually push on this option button. But it's not, it's gray here. We will do that later. Let's finish the drawing of the other circle, the other arc. And then, okay, when we push the escape button, we ended this arc drawing mode. And let's select this arc, push the option button. See, it's flipped now. Okay, so this concludes our tutorial of this FeatureCAM software, and the homework is, I think, is not too much harder than the demo one here. So but anyway, if you have any question, just come to me and I will solve your, I will help and have and witness, and I'll help you. Okay, don't forget to save this work piece because you are using it next time. Okay.